Shadow Scizor gets the Bullet Punch farm down, leaving with energy. Back out comes Donphan, but Donphan going to be straight in and straight out. Whatever's in the back, clearly not a fan of Scizor. Out comes Primeape. The opponent looks for that tap. Charm down, farm down. Scizor says no and sweeps the entire team. GG's and thanks for playing. Welcome back to the channel. As always, your boy Jamie Finn is rocking up, fashionably late to the party. All the big content creators have put out numerous videos already in the Open Ultra League. Believe it or not, I've actually got quite a serious job. For those of you wondering, I'm a security manager at one of the biggest universities in the UK. What that means, I can't keep pace with the big guys. But what I can do is showcase some unique, destructive, triple shadow content. And trust me when I say, I'm about to introduce to you all the deadliest duo to hit Season 23's Go Battle League. Shadow Scizor was getting plenty of love in the Great League. And trust me, this thing is just as deadly in the Open Ultra League as well. Perhaps even better. And it just happens to pair very nicely with my favourite Pokemon. Any league, any format, Ultra League Primeape is without a doubt my favourite. Give this Pokemon an inch and it will take a mile. This thing is so much fun. Today's battles have been submitted to the channel by Poryzak. Firstly, thank you very much for the battle submission. And secondly, I think I'm selling your team a little bit short, while Dusknoir isn't quite as attack weighted as both Primeape and Scizor. So to compensate for that, he is going full Hail Mary mode, once again running Poltergeist. My channel recently has been spreading a lot of Poltergeist propaganda. If you see a ghost type Pokemon farming up a boatload of energy, it might not be a bad idea to respect that damage. I personally am yet to have the opportunity to battle in the Open Ultra League due to my work commitments. I always like to try and bring you the content you want to see. So post down below what Pokemon or even what team you like to see. Recently I got suggested the Metang and Metagross combination. Most content creators wouldn't want to invest the dust or wouldn't want to lose Elo. I personally don't give a crap. You name it, if you want to see it, I'll do my absolute best to bring you that content. With all that being said, without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, we lead Shadow Primeape into Superior. Zach wastes no time, YOLOs a close combat right off the bat, looking to put Superior's bulk to the test. Superior might be bulky, but instantly rocked into the red health range. Zach then able to catch what I expected to be an Aerial Ace onto Scizor, but it was actually a Leaf Tornado, which is better for us as that is double resisted. The opponent counter switches in Drift Blim. We're able to land the Night Slash. Potentially it's a Mystical Fire. It's actually just an Icy Wind. Zach not shielding any of that nonsense and able to reach Night Slash number 2. Even debuff, the second Night Slash gets the opponent deep into the red. We are able to get the boost, but unfortunately it's a little bit too late as we've got hardly any HP. We sent out Dusknoir, able to get the farm down. The opponent sends out Jellicent and Primeape re-enters the arena. Primeape fires off the first Rage Fist. Zach still with 2 Protect Shields to hide behind. I'm going to start investing them here. Bubble Beam, come on. Who runs Bubble Beam in 2025, honestly? However, Primeape might have got debuff, but it very quickly boosts back up his attack. The opponent sends out Superior. Superior gets Karate Chop farm down. Back out comes Jellicent. Yes, I love it. We're able to catch the next Bubble Beam, back onto Dusknoir. And Mr. Opponent, this is why you shouldn't run this nonsense degenerate debuff move. We full send the Poltergeist. Poltergeist, unfortunately, does go shielding, but they very quickly found himself into Rage Fist range. And I don't even believe a Bubble Beam knocks out from here. Oh, trainer, what is going on here? Why do they keep Bubble Beaming? We're able to reach the Dynamic Punch. This is double resisted and debuff. Jellicent actually survives. Unfortunately, we go for the Rage Fist. I would have loved to see the BM close combat, but regardless, we're able to take that game. Heading into the next battle, we lead Shadow Primeape into Sceptile. I wonder if they're on the buffed Fury Cutter. Yes, they are. I've actually got one of these in its Shadow form built, and if you want to see it, let me know. I'd love to put this thing to work. Sceptile's pacing is terrifying, taking only 9 turns to a Leaf Blade, which is one of the best 35 energy charge moves in the game. Zach shielded up the Leaf Blade, farmed to the close combat, baited with the Rage Fist, and is able to get off the second Rage Fist before that next Leaf Blade's reached. Zach could shield and farm down, have a double boosted Primeape, looking to nuke the back line, but he's actually going to elect to let Primeape go down and save a shield for the very glassy Scizor. Dusknoir gets an energy lead. The opponent sends out Giratina. We pivot into Scizor and out comes Swampert. Zach going for the kill shot. Does the opponent respect the damage? Ah, of course they do. We see the instant no shield from Zach. We should definitely survive the Hydro Cannon, but the question is, can we reach another charge move? Unfortunately, we cannot. The opponent gets the perfect farm down, and this game is going to get somewhat dicey. He's still got one shield, but where do you burn it? He's willing to tank the Hydro Cannon. Ouch, that does a lot. He's obviously saving the shield for a potential Shadow Sneak. Dynamic Punch will remove his Swampert from the field of play. Do we still have enough health remaining to reach that Poltergeist Giratina? Looking for that Shadow Claw farm down. They don't get it. It's going to be, hi Giratina. Bye Giratina. Remove yourself from my screen. Poltergeist, a clean one-hit KO, and we take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see a battle of Shadow Glass Cannon. You will notice Zach farmed up 5 Karate Chops before throwing the Rage Fist. We haven't got Ice Punch. We've always got to fake it till you make it. The opponent continued to Dragon Breath away, allowing Primeape to reach the boosted Rage Fist, and they very quickly find themselves all shields down. We then see the pivot into Scizor. Zach thinks about calling the Dragon Claw bait. Last second, Investor Protect Shield, Hurricane. Oof. We was almost boomed there, Zach. Last second, committed a huge Protect Shield, and out comes Runerigus. Runerigus greeted with the Trailblaze. Trailblaze does vamp up our attack. The opponent inevitably about to debuff us, sending us back to normal, but Scizor was still able to Bullet Punch farm down, leaving with residual energy. Back out comes Dragonite. No shot. Look at them buff Bullet Punches go. We're able to Bullet Punch farm all the way down, leaving completely loaded. Out comes Belly Bolt. We fire off the Night Slash. There's the boost. This boosted Night Slash gonna rock the opponent below half health, and this game looks signed, sealed, and delivered. The Hex variant of Dust Noir gonna have no problems outpacing Belly Bolt to the Zap Cannon required to knock us out, and Dynamic Punch is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we see Alola Muk in the lead position. Interestingly running Snarl. It's going to take 5 for a potential Sludge Wave, and 6 for a Gunk Shot if the opponent wants to throw a Trash Cannon. The opponent farms the Sludge Wave. Primeape did not tank that well whatsoever, but able to hang on, return fire with the close combat. If you thought Sludge Wave did a lot, Primeape's like, hold my beer. I'll serve up that big one-hit KO. Out comes Shadow Machamp. Primeape still not done. Gonna fire off the Rage Fist before getting knocked out by the Karate Chop. We now have the perfect alignment. We can send out Dust Noir. The opponent farming up a boatload of energy. I'd probably respect the potential Stone Edge or Payback. They actually bait with a Rock Slide, but regardless, we leave with the Poltergeist, which we're going to YOLO at this Venusaur. Poltergeist! Again goes shielded. As disappointed as I am, Scizor is one of the hardest checks for Venusaur. Venusaur has very hard hitting charge moves, but the Frenzy Plant double resisted, as both Bug and Steel do resist Grass. The Sludge Bomb also double resisted, as Steel is technically immune to Poison, but I guess in Pokemon GO that translates into double resisted. The Glassy Scizor able to tank back-to-back Frenzy Plants. Back out comes Machamp. We attempt to Bullet Punch farm down, unable to get it, but one Hex gets the job done, and we take that game. A lot of people say that Ultra League can be very slow, boring and bulky. It can be, or you can join the dark side and run a triple Shadow team and have a hell of a good time. In the next battle, we see Dragonite in the lead position. Once again, we farm to the Ice Punch, but the opponent calls our bluff. Then for a very nice time, and just before the boosted Rage Fist is reached, the opponent able to win the Zero Shield scenario. We send out Scizor. Scizor gets that Bullet Punch farm down. Out comes Typhlosion. How much is that one single Incinerate going to do? Oh my god, if you look in the right hand corner, we're already at around half HP. One Incinerate looked absolutely ridiculous. Hold that thought. We're YOLOing yet another Poltergeist. Poltergeist. Whoa! Gets no shielded! Trainer! Get that Gramble off my screen. Can we actually win this? I think we commit to fast moves, right? The opponent throw the Thunder Punch. Zach looks for the Hex farm down, able to get it. Holy, I thought we were absolutely cooked, but Zach gets the job done. GG's, buddy. Heading into the next battle. We see PvPoke's current #1 ranked pick, Bellibolt. What a time to be alive. Bellibolt is apparently the best Pokemon in the entirety of the Ultra League, which is pretty absurd as this thing used to be horrendous. The opponent throw the Parabolic Charge, vamping up their defense. Primeape YOLOs that close combat. That still almost picks up the one-hit KO. They're already in the red. Zach YOLOs yet another close combat, forcing himself an early shield advantage. Zach sends out Scizor. Imagine we go for the one shield and resisted Bullet Punch farm down. Zach like, nah. Scizor can tank this. Oof, we can tank it, but ouch, that hurt. We're going to go for the Night Slash. Come on, game. Show me the boost. Oh, baby, ask and you shall receive. Out comes Swampert. Zach just going to settle for the Night Slash. But this is 2-stage boosted and Shadow and Shadow Crime. Night Slash forced the opponent's final Protect Shield. And we see the pivot into Dust Noir. Out comes Florges. Oh, trainer. Say it ain't so. The opponent probably thinks they survive any one move. But I've got news to you, trainer. Florges straight in and straight out. Poltergeist claims yet another victim. Back out comes Swampert. The opponent still playing it out. But trust me, the only win con at this point is Zach having a heart attack. Clearly he didn't. He sent me this battle submission. And you, sir, just got Poltergeist boom. Dusknoir. Gonna fire off the dynamic punch and take that game. Poltergeist, honestly, what a fun moveset. Yeah, you're going to lose some certain 1 and 2 shield scenarios, but my gosh, does it give you a big get out of jail free card. Heading into the next battle, we see an awful lead. We say switch into Scizor, and the opponent is clearly core broken, as their best response apparently is a Dragon Breath Giratina. Scizor smelling blood in the water. Gonna put a Protect Shield, unfortunately getting baited with the Dragon Claw. Zach anticipating the opponent's shielding, going for the Trailblaze, looking to get the 100% chance to vamp up his attack. The opponent invests that Protect Shield. We see the instant shield deployed as Scizor looks to sweep the team. The opponent fire off yet another Dragon Claw bait, pivot out into Galarian Weezing. Oh my gosh, you're sending out your fairy into a boosted Scizor. Look at the bullet punches. Oof. Where did Weezing's HP go? Scizor has almost single-handedly removed Giratina and Galarian Weezing by itself. Out comes Primeape. Primeape able to win charge attack priority. I'm not entirely sure why the opponent didn't throw the sludge before us. We're just going to take it. Okay, that's why the opponent YOLO the overheat, picking up their own big boom. We send out Dusknoir, and Dusknoir on Poltergeist is essentially the king of the Zero Shield matchups. Of course, in this matchup, we're not going to Poltergeist a Dark type, but Dynamic Punch will have the same result. Dynamic Punch moves Greninja from the field of play. Back out comes Galarian Weezing. Just to feed us free energy, we leave with the Dynamic Punch. Double resisted, but going to be enough to get the job done. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we see Primeape into Empoleon, the Steel Penguin. The opponent says no thank you, say switch into Venusaur. We pivot into Scizor. The opponent like fuck this game. The algorithm's doing my head in and they concede the match. Heading into the next battle, another brilliant lead. The opponent say switches into Zapdos. Galarian Zapdos, cool pick but not particularly good after the counter nerf. All three of these Galarian birds did get access to fly this season, but Zapdos' pacing is horrendous. As Switch takes a turn, we're able to reach back-to-back Rage Fist before they even reach their first charge move. Both Fly and Close Combat cost 45 energy, which means Zapdos' pacing is alternating between 8 counters and 7 to each of them charge moves, which is just so pedestrian. Zach looks to use that to his advantage. Going for the one shield, full Hex farm down. Oh, that is such a nasty farm down. We leave it almost 100 energy. We YOLO the Dynamic Punch, anticipating Cradilly re-entering the arena. The opponent catch on Spirit Tomb. Despite them being a Dark type, they've got the same type in a Sableye, so that is single resisted. We pivot into Scizor, baiting back out Cradilly, and we all know how this one's going to end. I imagine Zach's just going to shield this up. Bullet Punch farm down Cradilly. We're very annoyingly about to get Rock Tomb debuffed. Return our attack stat to normal, but Scizor going to be able to outpace to the Trailblaze, once again boosting it right back up. The opponent invests that Protect Shield, but look at the bullet punches. Absolutely disgusting. The opponent going to remove us from the field of play with the Rock Tomb. We left with the Dynamic Punch. We saw the first one did around 20%, so this one is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle. Well, that is a blast from the past. For those of you that played this game a while, you'll remember the times when Trevenant was an absolute top meta threat. Probably one of the most common Pokemon in the meta, way back in like season 7, 8 or something, whenever it was first released. Zach looks to call the Seed Bomb bait. Oh, huge cojones on display. Shadow Ball would have picked up the one-hit KO. Seed Bomb simply doesn't get the job done. Able to reach the departing Rage Fist, forcing us a shield advantage. Zach sends out Scizor, gonna respect the Shadow Ball. No reason to bait, they're only reaching one move. We're gonna shield the Shadow Ball. The opponent then gives up switch, sending out Walrein. Trainer, are you sure about that? This is not a counter swap for Scizor. We fire off the Trailblaze. Trailblaze goes unshielded. Zach able to reach the Night Slash on the charge attack priority. If opponents shield this, they're likely going to throw the Earthquake. They do indeed shield. Zach like, Earthquake me, trainer. Enjoy yourself. The opponent like, okay, I will. Zach sends out Dusknoir. Dusknoir looks for the Hex farm down. Unable to get it before the Icicle Sphere is reached. Icicle Sphere, a decent charge move, but nothing to fear. We tank the damage, leave completely loaded. Zach does need to be mindful Trevenant's around and can be used as a third shield. The opponent tries to make the catch. No such luck. Out comes Samurott. Oh, this poor Samurott. It was so young. Poltergeist. And one Hex gets the job done, and we take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see Donphan in the lead position. That's a cool shiny, to be fair. I'm not much of a shiny hunter. That one does look pretty cool. It looks like Zach more than happy to play out this matchup. He's actually going to shield first, respecting the Trailblaze, and once again just YOLO that nuke. Close combat. Unfortunately goes shielded, but Primeape says, don't worry, Mr. Donphan. There's plenty more of that came from the second close combat. Also goes shielded. Primeape is just such a monster, man. People are petrified of this thing, throwing up shields left, right, and centre. We send out Dust Noir. Dust Noir going to invest to protect shield, blocking up the boosted Trailblaze. The opponent then pivots out. Okay, not really sure that's the thing you want to pivot out into. We've got Dynamic Punch. It's super effective and hits for a lot of damage. Zach banks the remainder of his energy, sends out Scizor. Scizor can tank any one move. The opponent fire off the Brutal Swing. Scizor looks for the Bullet Punch farm down, able to get it back out. Comes Donphan, but Donphan going to be straight in and straight out. Trailblaze moves Donphan from the field of play. Out comes Primeape. The opponent looking for that full tap. Charm down, farm down. Scizor says, not today. Take that nonsense somewhere else. And Trailblaze picks up yet another one-hit KO. And we take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see J-Frog. Shout out my boy J-Frog, a very active member of my Discord. We lead Primeape into Dragonite. Primeape farms up, looking to bait the Ice Punch. J-Frog bites, taking the bait. And we see another opponent looking to fully Dragon Breath farm down Primeape. Primeape able to reach the boosted Rage Fist, which isn't quite lethal. We attempt to snipe with Scizor. Dragonite banks his energy, and out comes Drapion. Shadow and Shadow Crime, a crunch will do a lot. Ouch. But I don't dislike that no shield, to be honest, as Poison Sting doesn't really do a lot of fast move pressure at the best of times. And in this matchup, it is double resisted. Speaking of fast move pressure, look at them boosted bullet punches. All Scizor's applying so much fast move pressure. Crunch moves us from the field of play. We send out Dust Noir looking for the one shield. Full Hex farm down. Zach does need to be more of that Dragonite. Still hasn't thrown, has got a lot of energy banked. It looks like we sent out Primeape, anticipating the opponent, sending out Dragonite, looking to get his energy off. But all we actually did is feed this Nidoqueen free energy. Earth Power rocks us low. Oh, baby, we need this to land. Does the opponent respect the damage? Bang! Get that Nidoqueen off my screen. Back out comes Dragonite, looking for the double up, unable to get it. And Dust Noir once again closes the show. Heading into the next battle. We see Primeape into Guzzlord. The opponent say switches into the Angry Alligator. We are YOLO in the close combat. Oh my gosh, Primeape gets in on the big boom action for Alligator, straight in and straight out. Zach resets that defense drop and sends out Shadow Scizor. The opponent stays in. Well, I kind of forced to stay in as they're going to still be switch locked. Fires off the crunch, and thankfully we don't see the defense drop. Zach once again fires off the Night Slash, fishing for the boost. This time the RNG gods don't bless him, but look at that bullet punch damage go. Even in the Ultra League, when Mon are insanely bulky, these bullet punches are no joke. Now we get the boost when we got like fractional HP. Of course, we can't shield Scizor there, so Dragon Claw moves us from the field of play. Out comes Drifblim. This Dynamic Punch is triple resisted, but Dynamic Punch forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Zach, they're going to bank a Dynamic Punch thrown, and Primeape hits the field of play. Primeape with two shields, going to shield up the inevitable Icy Wind bait. That does debuff us, but Primeape, of course, about to vamp that attack right back up again. The opponent, to my surprise, shield up the debuff Rage Fist, which is a huge mistake. Zach going to burn the final Protect Shield, blocking up the Icy Wind. The opponent tried to sack Guzzlord, feeding us free energy. Unfortunately, switch timer isn't quite up, so forced to fire off its Rage Fist. Rage Fist gets the opponent low. Switch time is finally up. We see the banking of the Rage Fist and the absolute savage catch back onto Dust Noir. Icy Wind removes us from the field of play. Primeape re-enters the arena with that charge move banked, and we take that game. Very, very well played. Heading into the next battle, we lead Shadow Primeape into the Jellyfish. Despite them being a ghost and us being a fighter, and Ghost double resisting fighting, this isn't a bad matchup for Primeape as his Rage Fist hit for super effective, and Rage Fist's 100% chance to vampire attack, meaning subsequent ones after the first one will continue to do more and more. Zach looks to call the Surf bait. Surf doesn't get the job done. Zach then farms up to the double Rage Fist, and the opponent now has a decision to make. The second Rage Fist forced to protect shield. We're doubled up. The opponent shields once, they're kind of obliged to shield twice. Primeape once again managing to strip both Protect Shields off this opponent. We now send out Scizor. Zach again. Gonna call the Surf bait. Oh, why do people bait so often, man? Who doesn't love to bait a shadow Pokemon? Zach gonna shield at the next Surf. He's then gonna over farm. Are we actually going to try and fully farm down? Can we resist a bullet punch farm down? No, Zach actually is just going to sack Scizor and say, Dust Noir, close the show, buddy. Dust Noir hits the field of play. The opponent recognise they're going to get farmed down. Send out Talonflame. Do you think Talonflame survives a Poltergeist? Nah, it does not. Talonflame straight in and straight out, no shot. Out comes Giratina. Can the opponent switch Timer pop up? And can they make a catch to win this battle, Zach? Shields up the Dragon Claw, Zach reaching for the Poltergeist. No catch attempt is made. Giratina straight in and straight out in the battle of Hex users. Who's going to emerge victorious? Dust Noir absolutely running rampant in the final battle. And we take that game. I hear so many people complain that Ultra League is slow, boring and bulky. Sometimes it can be. If you want to have some fun, try a powerful triple shadow team like the one featured today. And I promise it is going to be one of the most fun formats. I absolutely love the Ultra League. It's by far my favourite. As I said in the intro, post down below what you think I should run, and maybe I'll feature that Pokemon. A huge thank you to Zach for showcasing today's battles. That was absolutely incredible. So much fun. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new. Consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. A link to my battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.